Welcome to Advocate Today. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. The SAG Awards brought together the biggest stars of the year to celebrate their work in TV and film. Here now to break down the award show is Out Magazine Editor-in-Chief Daniel Reynolds. Hey, Daniel, thank you for joining me.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you for having me.
Of course, always a pleasure. Well, we want to jump right into it. Let's talk about some of the biggest stories of the night, some of the biggest winners. And I know what they are, but I wonder, would you do the honors, please?
Of course, yeah. First of all, I think it's helpful to break down for viewers kind of what the SAG Awards are in
Mm.
the award season landscape. These awards are voted on by SAG-AFTRA, which is the Screen Actors Guild, which is Hollywood's largest union of actors. And these awards are really significant because I think over 70% of the time, the winners that you see in the SAG Awards go on to win the Oscars.
Mhm.
So this is pretty much, if the Oscars were the Super Bowl, this is, the final playoff in the season among the acting races, of course. And I think one of my favorite things about these awards is like there isn't like a best picture or best TV show, it's best ensemble, which I
Mhm.
think is very cute and like very gay as well. I
Well,
think it's really
someone
cute
made
to
a
see
joke.
that.
Actually, they did a throwback to former SAG Awards, and it was
Mhm.
Matthew Perry who said, "I always thought this was a wardrobe award."
It's so true. And
Mhm.
it's so cute just to see like because like these aren't as you've seen, it's even taken off network TV this year. It went from TNT and TBS to Netflix's YouTube channel. So we're kind of feel like you're in the room. They're talking to other actors. So you get great moments like Jennifer Coolidge talking about the time when she was in first grade and her father had her skip school to go to the Charlie Chaplin like film festival, which made her want to be an actor.
Mhm.
You never would have heard that story in any other setting, and it was just so amazing and so Jennifer Coolidge, and made
Yeah,
me want to watch Charlie Chaplin. So,
yeah.
like a really cool award ceremony, and yeah, also really great to hear them all curse
I know.
because usually on TV it's all bleeped out, and you've heard a lot of cursing from the winners last night. So
Especially Jamie Lee Curtis. She was doing her thing.
well, you had Michelle Yao as well. She said
Mhm.
the F word multiple times, deservedly so. And of course, the big takeaway, going back to your original question, is
Mhm.
that Everything Everywhere All at Once. Clearly, this is the film to
The
beat
sweep.
going into the Oscars. I think we've really seen a solidified landscape where they took home every single top acting prize
Yeah.
in film. I mean,
And also, I not the SAG Awards, but the Producers Guild Awards were also this week, and it took home the top prize there, that is, I almost always the hallmark of what the best picture will be. So I think we have picked our sweep for the Oscars, and I don't think
yeah.
there's been a sweep in a very long time. Maybe the last one I remember in my lifetime is Silence of the Lambs swept all the major categories. Um, so this is fascinating. And of course, I will ask you to speak to the incredible significance of this film on multiple levels, why it's so important.
Of course, yeah. As was outlined several times last night, movies of nearly entirely all Asian ensembles do not get this kind of recognition at the mainstream Hollywood award circuit. So, even just to see, like the fact that an Asian man had never won in the Best Supporting Actor category last night, I mean, it's incredible, and it's also really embarrassing.
Yeah,
So,
it really
I
is.
mean, yeah, it's
And that was he has won Best
yeah.
Supporting Actor,
Hmm.
who filmgoers know as when he was a child in Indiana Jones and the Goonies. And he stopped acting because he couldn't, there were no roles for him, which is sad. But I mean, what a great, remarkable comeback as well.
Oh, it's heartbreaking, right? But he had such that. He's really been the darling of the award circuit. I think he's pretty much a shoo-in for the Oscar. And even just to hear him speak to all marginalized people in his speech about if you're watching, you feel like on scene, the spotlight will find you.
Yeah.
As just I mean, as a gay viewer, I resonated with that. I'm sure a lot of people did as well. So, Sally Field also addressed that in her own speech. She
She
was
talked
like,
about her privilege, yeah.
yeah, I mean, how, as a white woman with a pug nose, I think was her. She was like, she never thought she could have the career that she did, and even just seeing that montage of all her great moments, it got me really emotional. She's had an amazing career,
Yeah,
and
I cried.
and I just have to give a shout out to that moment where Aubrey Plaza and oh my gosh,
Jenna
Wednesday
Ortega.
were presenting together. Yeah, that was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
hilarious of the goth,
this
actresses.
the goth nihilist presenters realizing
Hilarious.
what they have in common. Very funny stuff. Yeah. And then another, in terms of presenters, I thought it was great that Ariana DeBose made mention of her Angela Bassett did the thing viral performance.
Oh, and one of my one regrets that today, is that I can't say Angela Bassett did the thing, because that was, of course, one of the upsets in the supporting actress category.
Right. Yeah, that's what, yes, someone earlier called it a snub. And I'm like, I don't know if it's a snub as much as just a sweep for everything everywhere all at once. And of course, in that category, there were two people from that film nominated, Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu. And and Jamie Lee won. So we really think this is a harbinger of what's to come.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as I mentioned before, in the acting categories, the SAG Awards winners, over 70% likely. I think they got 100% last year. I do think because you're dealing with the people that we're dealing with, there's maybe more of a room for error. I think Kate Blanchett also, I mean, we have to mention that as well. She was widely favored to win the Best Actress
Hmm.
Film Award tonight, and losing to Michelle for me was a big recalibration of this awards landscape, because I was like, oh wow, like Michelle could actually take home the Oscar
Yeah.
versus like the other way around
Hmm.
being the upset in my head.
We also should touch on this delightful series that is, of course, so important in its representation and its message of love and joy. And that is, of course, Abbott Elementary taking home the win for comedy, best comedy, ensemble in a comedy.
I love Abbott Elementary for so many reasons. There's a gay teacher,
Yeah.
which I think doesn't get, kind of the recognition that it should, especially in this landscape of like, education is being, attacked by right-wing forces in America. I think the show is like very like sort of like stealthily political, while also just being hilarious. And Quinta Brunson is just a, a star. She's a delight. She clearly is. She mentioned it in her speech last night, but how she's the creator, she's the producer, but she's also an actor, and
Right.
how really that ensemble of actors has made that show shine. And I think when you watch it, it is a masterclass in comedic acting. Each of those people on that stage, bring something really unique and special. And I mean, I really adore it. And I'm so happy for that show's success. And in the Hollywood point of view as well, that shows accolades are really significant because it's on network television.
Right.
And I think, Hollywood loves to say things like network TV is dead. No one watches. And, there's these kind of ultimatums and rules that people just kind of like make up until they're, upended. And I think Abbott Elementary is saying, well, actually, there is a space for a
Mhm.
show like this still on network television that can also live on streaming and that can also pretty much sweep the award circuit. So good for
Yeah.
them.
It's incredible, and it's got those, gay icons, Shirley Ralph and
Of
Lisa
course.
Walter.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel Reynolds, Out Magazine Editor-in-Chief, thank you for joining me.
Oh, and thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk showbiz with you, Tracy.
It's one of the highlights of my days. You can open the Advocate channel wherever you stream for more entertainment coverage and interviews.